There's another case going on the other side of the country. It's a civil case, but has some very interesting implications. It's a case being brought by Vanessa Bryant, Kobe Bryant's widow, the mother of Gianna Bryant, two of those that died in that helicopter crash in January of 2020. And Vanessa Bryant is suing for invasion of privacy. She's suing the LA County, mainly because 28 police officers and 12 fire department officials either took or had possession of or viewed or published photos, post-wreckage of the bodies of her two loved ones. And she says that's actionable in civil case. So we're going to go live to California. Meghann Cuniff is out there. She is a Law&Crime senior writer. Meghann, tell us what's going on with this case now out in California.
It was a big day this morning with Vanessa Bryant taking the stand, and that has really been the most anticipated testimony. And she was emotional, but she was also very well composed. There were definitely some emotional moments and some heavy crying as she, described her relationship with Kobe over the years and the good times, and then moved into the tragedy that happened on January 6, 2020, the crash and just everything that she went through that day. And then she talked us through questioning from her lawyer how she found out about these photos and what that has done to her and the anxiety it has caused. She talked about how she was in a family room actually nursing her baby. They were with some family friends watching TV, and she'd gotten a call from somebody saying, about the LA Times article. And she said she didn't want to react right then because her kids were there. She wants to stay strong for her daughters, but she actually gave the baby to a friend who was in the room and ran out of the house. She said she went to the side of the house where her daughters couldn't see her and just started crying. She said she described it as when you're running down the pier and you just want to jump into the ocean. And it was very emotional and heavy to hear her talk about these photos. And then her obviously very knowledgeable and smart analysis of what she saw in trial. I mean, she just said that we don't know the extent of these photos. There hasn't been an investigation. I mean, she was really knowledgeable about the facts of the case and what the sheriff's department did here.
Yeah, we've covered this year, Meghann, some civil cases, rare it would seem, but not so much this year with the defamation case, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. And now here we have another civil case, and invasion of privacy is sort of a cousin of defamation, not a favored type of case under the law. But for this jury listening to this story from Vanessa Bryant, how could you not feel for her? How could you not empathize with somebody who went through what she did and then knows that so many photos were taken illegally, in theory, and then published, and maybe even more concerning, the what if. What if there are others out there that might come to light? I guess this is something the jury's going to have to think about in terms of both liability and damages.
Exactly. And there has been some, pretrial litigation and debate over publishing. Does showing somebody a photo in a bar count as publishing? And the case law on this is really kind of sparse. There's a case out of San Diego, a woman whose toddler son was murdered 25, 30 years earlier. And then the prosecutor on the case was actually talking to some media about a parole hearing that the killer was up for and revealed the fact that he had saved a photo of the boy's autopsy. And the woman sued. It went to the Ninth Circuit, and they established the privacy holding here. LA County has noted in a pretrial brief that case, Marsh versus San Diego, is actually predicated on Roe versus Wade. So they made the argument that we don't really know if Marsh versus San Diego is good law anymore. However, the facts of this case are just so much more egregious than what happened in San Diego that I think this could become some kind of holding. And if it goes to the Ninth Circuit, if LA County tries to challenge anything like that, I think this could become the holding case law for sure.
Yeah, boy, it's just, one of the alleged deputies who took or obtained photos showed it to a bartender when they were out and about. The morbid curiosity is outrageous. So keep us posted there. What do you expect? Is she still going to be on the stand, Vanessa Bryant, more of today?
she finished testifying. She is off the stand, and Sheriff Villanueva is now on the stand. And there was some interesting talk in cross-examination about what she wants out of this lawsuit, because LA County lawyer even said, you know, the jury can't come back and fire deputies, right? And she said, of course she knows that, but the compensatory damages for her emotional distress are also, they're also going to look at the other claims that occurred, the damages for negligence and privacy invasions that she thinks has already occurred. So it really is still a crapshoot. I think a jury could see this as egregious and be very angry about what happened, but still be a little tripped up on how do you compensate for somebody for this? How do you put a dollar amount on this? And the county lawyer even asked her in cross, she was about to ask her, how much are you going to ask for in damages? But her lawyer objected. And of course the judge sustained, because that's not an appropriate question for exam. But it is a big question of what is the dollar amount going to be here?
Yeah, it's a practical question. I talk about the rubber numbers all the time, and that's where we are in the world of the rubber numbers there. They may decide that there was liability, but we're not going to give you anything for it. We understand.